Sweet Science Brothers coming to you live from NYC. What up, YouTube boxing fans? It's your boy Av. I just want to talk to you guys about Manny Pacquiao and the decisions that he has to make and his options for April, which is the next time that he'll be fighting. And according to Manny Pacquiao and his team, it'll be his last fight. He's planning to retire. A lot of us boxing fans, we really love Manny Pacquiao, and he put on a lot of great shows for us, and you know, he's had a hell of a career. And so the three names on the table for Manny Pacquiao are Timothy Bradley, Aamir Khan, and Terence Crawford. Now, any of you who've been subscribed to this channel already know that I'm a huge Terence Crawford fan. He's actually my favorite fighter. And I think that I favor that fight. I favor that fight heavily. But let's talk about the options Manny Pacquiao has, and what are the pros and cons to the choices that are in front of him. So first of all, we have Aamir Khan. Aamir Khan's been first of all, Aamir Khan has a good name, very popular guy, huge fan base. You know, the fight is definitely marketable. There's a lot of money on the table. That's a good fight to have. Money-wise, it's a good fight for Manny Pacquiao. So, what are the cons? Well, first of all, Aamir Khan's not with Bob Arum, so I'm sure there's pressure from Arum and his associates at Top Rank. There's probably a lot of pressure on Manny Pacquiao to choose either Terence Crawford or Timothy Bradley because, of course, they're under the same Top Rank banner. So I'm sure his promoter, and he's Bob Arum is on record saying, you know, that that's the least fight that he wants of the three. He hopes Manny Pacquiao doesn't choose Aamir Khan. And there are also other things. Aamir Khan has made a lot of public statements. There was actually a lot of, there was some very serious negotiation between Aamir Khan's team and Manny Pacquiao's team. And then Aamir Khan went to the press and started talking and whining and doing what he did when he was waiting for Floyd. And that pissed off a lot of people, especially Bob Arum. And Bob Arum went public with it. He said, this kid needs to shut up, you know. Whatever the case is. So, now boxing-wise, what are the pros and cons? Well, for Manny Pacquiao, one thing is that Aamir Khan has a very suspect chin. So Manny Pacquiao could definitely hurt Aamir Khan very badly if he catches him clean. So that's a pro. That's a positive thing for Manny Pacquiao and his team to consider if they wanted to pick Aamir Khan. But what are the cons? Well, the cons are Aamir Khan's very fast. Aamir Khan has an excellent jab, fast hands, fast feet, and he's had great success against southpaws. But the most troubling thing for Pacquiao and his team to consider with Aamir Khan is the fact that Aamir Khan's had many rounds of sparring with Manny Pacquiao. They were on the same team. Aamir Khan was training under the tutelage of Freddie Roach, so you know, he sparred Manny Pacquiao many times, and he knows Manny Pacquiao's style very well. I don't think that troubles Pacquiao at all, but it's something to think about. So the next choice would be Terence Crawford. Now, Terence Crawford is the future face of boxing, in my opinion, and in the top guys, top boxing analysts, and like the top boxing YouTube channels, and pretty much everybody who has deep knowledge of the sport understands that Terence Crawford is, you know, he's the future face of boxing. His skills are tremendous, and you know, I've been watching boxing all my life, and I'm sure there's lots of you are on the same page with me. When I see Terence Crawford fight, and when I see the types of skills that Terence Crawford has, you know, his ability to fight in the orthodox stance, his ability to switch to the southpaw stance, it's very reminiscent of Marvin Hagler. His power, his speed, his footwork, Terence Crawford's ability to be offensive, defensive, and it seems that he can do anything in there, and he's a very throwback fighter. He's incredibly dangerous against anybody. I think he's the best fighter at 140 and 147, and I think that I believe that he's on the same type of level. He's on an elite level. He just hasn't proven it yet, fighting the top names. And Manny Pacquiao, that fight would open the door for people to realize how great Terence Crawford is. Terence Crawford has a good name. People know about him. He's marketable. He's getting 1.5 million views on HBO when he fights, 1.3, 1.5. He's filling out stadiums in his hometown of Omaha, Nebraska, and I'm sure he can fill out stadiums all over. It's not just Omaha. The more his name gets out there, the bigger his star will rise. So, Terence Crawford is he's marketable, just as marketable as, maybe not as marketable as Aamir Khan, but I think he's on the level with Timothy Bradley in regards to popularity. I think he's close to it, at least. So he's incredibly skilled. So the pros, well, honestly, I believe that Terence Crawford is the most dangerous fight for Manny Pacquiao of the three choices. I really think that Manny Pacquiao and Freddie Roach and his team look at Terence Crawford and they can see all the risks. They can definitely see all the risks. And I think they're contemplating the risks, and they're assessing it. And I think they want to most likely go with either Aamir Khan or Timothy Bradley. But Terence Crawford is definitely the future of boxing, and I think he's the most dangerous of the three choices. I've made previous videos about it, there's no doubt in my mind that Terence Crawford is just the most dangerous of the three choices. What are the pros and cons about it? Well, the pro for Manny Pacquiao, there's not that many pros really, but the biggest pro is for Manny Pacquiao to fight Terence Crawford is that Manny Pacquiao would be fighting, in my opinion, the most dangerous guy he could be fighting at 140 or 147. I think Terence Crawford is the most dangerous opponent, and I think that by Manny Pacquiao fighting him, first of all, he's fighting a guy on the top 10 pound-for-pound list, which is something Manny Pacquiao has been doing consistently throughout his career. So you have to commend Manny Pacquiao for doing that. Also, Terence Crawford is on the pound-for-pound list as well. Timothy Bradley is as well. But Terence Crawford is on the pound-for-pound list. Terence Crawford is young. Terence Crawford is undefeated. So if Manny Pacquiao fights Terence Crawford, that's a lot better for his legacy, obviously. It's like, on your last fight, you're going against an undefeated young lion who's on the pound-for-pound list and is a rising star and is very dangerous for you. For Manny Pacquiao, it's like he'd be doing boxing a service by taking that type of challenge on. And if Manny Pacquiao goes out defeating Terence Crawford, giving Terence Crawford his first L, beating a pound-for-pound fighter on his last fight, who's undefeated and young, and he leaves the sport, and then Terence Crawford goes on to become the legend that I know he will become. Whether he wins or loses to Manny Pacquiao, he's incredibly young, and he's going to go on to do great things in boxing. So it would just be a beautiful name to have on his resume, that he fought and defeated Terence Crawford in his last fight before retiring. What are the cons? Well, there's a lot of cons here, honestly, because Terence Crawford is, like I said in the beginning, very dangerous for Manny Pacquiao. He has a lot of power, he has a lot of speed, he has an incredibly unique style of fighting, and I think the fact that he can change from orthodox to southpaw will give Manny Pacquiao all kinds of problems. I like the fact that he's very aggressive, but at the same time he's defensive. So there are cons. And if you were to lose to Terence Crawford very badly, it could look bad for him. I don't think it would, because I know how great Terence Crawford is, but I know a lot of casuals will be caught off guard at just how good Terence Crawford really is. I favor Terence Crawford to defeat Manny Pacquiao if they fight each other. I'm on record with that already. I'm just letting you guys know in case you haven't seen that video. So going back, the final option is Timothy Bradley. And it's looking like there's a lot of rumors swirling around the net that that's who Manny Pacquiao is picking. That's incredibly disappointing for me, and I'm sure it's disappointing for all the boxing fans. It's the worst choice. It's the worst choice. And the reason for it is that Manny Pacquiao beat him in the first fight. He was robbed. They gave Timothy Bradley the win, but Manny Pacquiao clearly beat him. Everyone agrees, but the majority of boxing fans agree that Manny Pacquiao beat him in the first fight. And then Manny Pacquiao rematched him. The rematch was a lot better, but Manny Pacquiao beat him again. Decisively, both times he beat him. So he beat this guy twice already. I don't see the reason for a third fight. There's all this hoopla and all of this like hype about Timothy Bradley's recent victory over Brandon Rios, and the fact that he's got his new trainer, Teddy Atlas. But the problem with that is, first of all, if you're following boxing and you know, Brandon Rios has been inactive for a very long time. I don't know how many months, but he was inactive for a long time. And he was turning down so many fights. I mean, Brandon Rios turned down a fight with Ruslan Provodnikov like twice. He turned down a fight with Kell Brook. That fell through. There were rumors that he was trying to get a fight with Marquez that also fell through. The guy was turning down a lot of fights. He was at the end of his rope. And I think he was just holding out for the biggest fight that he possibly could have. And, he wasn't in the game. There are rumors that, Brandon Rios came to training camp for the Bradley fight, like at 210 pounds or something. And his entire training camp was spent, like, trying to make the weight. He looked awful. Now Brandon Rios has always been a C-level slugger, and I consider him to be a straight-up bum. But regardless, he was at his absolute worst. And yeah, Timothy Bradley beat him, and Timothy Bradley stopped him. And I'm not trying to take away credit from Timothy Bradley's win, but I just want people to slow their roll with the whole Timothy Bradley's looking so sensational. Oh my God, Teddy Atlas, wow, this and that. People need to calm down. I'm telling you, Brandon Rios was incredibly diminished, and he was a C-level slugger in his prime. So I don't really credit that win for much at all. Secondly, like I said, Manny Pacquiao already beat this guy twice. Every boxing fan I know of, no one wants the Bradley fight. Everyone wants either Aamir Khan or Terence Crawford. The very few people want the Bradley fight. Only like the most extreme hardcore pack-tards want the Bradley fight because they want to see their guy go out on a win. But Manny Pacquiao can beat all three of these guys. These are 50-50 fights here, But, the majority of everyone that I speak to no one wants to see the Bradley fight. Nobody. I don't want to see it. I definitely don't want to see it. I've seen it twice already. Why is Manny Pacquiao going to waste his last fight fighting a guy he beat already twice? What's the point? Because he has the WBO title? But you're retiring. You don't even want that belt. Who cares, man? I can't believe he would choose Timothy Bradley. But that's what all the, all the rumors are swirling towards us, them selecting Timothy Bradley, which is really unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. I don't want to jump the gun until it's officially announced. I don't want to jump the gun, but I think it's awful. And I want to say, it's sad for Timothy Bradley as well. I feel like Top Rank's been great with Timothy Bradley in regards to him and his compensation. He's one of the most highly paid fighters. But at the same time, Timothy Bradley has his own legacy to think of. I mean, I was really disappointed when I found out that Bob Arum came out and said, "Oh, we're not interested in a fight with Kell Brook." And it's like, why not? Why are you not interested in getting Timothy Bradley in the ring with Kell Brook? Timothy Bradley has the WBO title. Kell Brook has the IBF title. Why not put him in there with Kell Brook? I think Timothy Bradley beats Kell Brook. And it would be nice to see Timothy Bradley unify the welterweight division and start building his own legacy. But, these are my opinions. I want the Terence Crawford fight. I want the Terence Crawford fight so badly. And if we don't get that fight, I'm going to be so disappointed. And I'll tell you one thing. If Manny Pacquiao chooses to fight Timothy Bradley, I'm just not interested in that fight personally. I'll be streaming it or watching the replay on HBO. I'm not ordering that pay-per-view point blank. Anyway, this is Avi from the Sweet Science Brothers. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.